Drummers strumming, living, pipers piping, 10, Louis 9, ladies dancing, 8, maids of milk and ceiling, swan 6, geese are laying.
Hello, welcome to Traffic Time with Jaime. My name is Jaime. Thank you very much for stopping by. If this is your first time, thank you for checking out the channel. If you're a returning viewer, I definitely appreciate it. I am a new content creator. Most of these conversations or talks are based on everyday topics. Some of them are focused around conversations or ideas that other people might have, or just day-to-day conversations that you might experience with friends or family, or even with coworkers. We are getting close to 10,000 views throughout all my videos, so I appreciate the support. I appreciate you sharing all the content. Hopefully after this helps grow even further. This idea from today's conversation will help to expand to more videos. So diving right into it. So today's conversation is going to be regarding Christmas time, and basically what comes around Christmas time, it's Christmas movies, right? So thinking back to all the years of my life, watching movies and shows regarding Christmas, or Christmas theme, or just Christmas stories in general, made me think about all the Christmas movies that have been made, that I have enjoyed over the years, that I enjoy watching out with my family. You know, every holiday, whatever the holiday theme is, we like to put those movies on to start watching them leading up to the actual holiday. So I'm going to talk about the top 10 movies that I enjoy, and I would like to see if those match up to some of the top 10 movies that you guys like to watch or you have watched in your past. These movies are not in a particular order. They are a little difficult to rank when you consider your top 10. So in no particular order, I'm just going to go over my top 10 movies that I like to kind of sit and watch over and over and over. Some of these we made a tradition between my wife and I to just play them every year, especially for our kids now that they're older, and they kind of pay attention to the actual storyline. The first one that I'm gonna say I enjoy watching, and this is actually probably my top 3 out of the top 10, and it's called It's a Wonderful Life. It was released in 1946. Mr. George Bailey, which is the main character, basically encounters some personal and financial problems, which makes him consider ending his life. So a guardian angel named Clarence is sent down and shows George what his town would be like if he had never been born. Throughout the movie, then George realizes his value to his community and family, breaking his suicidal depression and proving that his life truly is wonderful. So hence the theme, It's a Wonderful Life. I won't spoil the ending for you. I won't mention it in case you haven't watched it. But it's a really good movie. Definitely age appropriate for teens and above. There's no profanity, there's no sexual content, but the reason why I mention it's a teen or above, just because of the concept in general. I don't know if kids really understand it or would get it, but maybe it's just a nice movie to watch as a family regardless. Definitely a good conversation piece for kids that start to feel like they are entitled, or they want so much in their life, or they're not getting enough in their life. Definitely a good movie to watch. The next one, again, no particular order, but one that we like to watch a lot, is The Santa Claus. That one was released in 1994. Mr. Tim Allen's the main character. He plays a character named Scott Calvin. Scott Calvin is a toy company executive who accidentally causes Santa to fall off his roof on Christmas Eve. By putting on his suit, Scott unknowingly triggers the Santa Claus, obligating him to become the new Santa. Over the next year, he transforms into Santa Claus, and you get to see his experience and the basically the work that it takes to be Santa, and the things he goes through, encounters, and it kind of shows how his life kind of evolves into being basically Santa Claus. It does leave it open for more movies, and I believe he makes 2 or 3 more movies with the same theme, him being Santa Claus. But I think the first one is one of the best ones, the original ones to watch out of the 4. The whole storyline in general, throughout all the movies, follows the same theme and basically the life of a Santa Claus, which is really neat. And I think that one's a good age from 6, 7, 8 years old and above. It just shows what could happen, or it gives kids an idea to kind of consider, like, oh man, if they believe in Santa Claus, could this really happen? So it's a nice, fun little story to show your kids and to watch. And because I grew up watching Tim Allen, it's just one of those movies that I continually like to watch. The next one is How the Grinch Stole Christmas. So this one, there are various movies. There's animated ones, there's real life ones. The one that I like to watch the most is the release in 2000, which stars Jim Carrey. Basically, it's the grouchy green Grinch, right, who lives in the cave of Mount Crumpet, despises Christmas and the overly joyful residents of Whoville. After being humiliated at the town's holiday cheermeister ceremony, he plots to ruin the holiday by stealing all the presents and decorations. However, the Grinch learns that Christmas is about more than material things, causing his small heart to grow 3 sizes. And the whole heart growing, if you haven't ever watched that movie, you'll get it as you watch it. If you watched it before, you know what I'm referring to. But that is one of those top movies that we like to watch over and over and over. I don't know if they have remastered it, because now with our 4K and HD and advanced televisions, those older movies are starting to kind of look older than they really are, and the film quality is not the best. So hoping that there is a re-release or remastered copy to see it all nice and lively and updated, but still the same original movie. Let me know if you guys like those so far. Another one that comes to mind in my top 10 is Home Alone. So that one was released in 1990, so got a little older there. An 8-year-old Calvin McAllister, right? So he's a kid that is played by Macaulay Culkin, is accidentally left behind when his family takes off for Christmas vacation to Paris. So Kevin initially enjoys his sudden freedom until a pair of burglars target his house. So him being resourceful and that small kid basically starts to plot to protect his home. Initially he's scared, right, but he steps up. The whole adventure of the movie is him basically going against these 2 characters that are trying to burglarize his home. Again, I won't ruin the end for you, but basically that's what the movie is about, him against the 2 adults. If you know anything about the Home Alone movies, they do make some more. They make Home Alone 2, which is another good movie to watch, but I don't know if it made my top of the list. It definitely is a good one to watch, and it's up there. The next one that I really like, that I enjoy watching every year, or hopefully I'm gonna watch it this weekend, right, is A Christmas Carol. The Christmas Carol one that I'm talking about was 1984. So this is another movie that has been continuously been remade with different angles, different viewpoints. There's animated ones, there's color ones, black and white ones. The one that I enjoy the most is the 1984 movie, but the plot pretty much stays the same throughout all the different remakes. Mr. Ebenezer Scrooge, right, a miserly old man, is visited by 3 ghosts on Christmas Eve who show him his past, present, and future. Through these supernatural encounters, Scrooge learns the error of his ways and transforms into a kinder, more generous person. The story is a classic tale of redemption and the spirit of Christmas. So if you've seen shows, movies, cartoons about Scrooge and not liking to share his money or help others, this is basically that storyline. But it's pretty much one of the first movies, first Christmas movies released, right, a long time ago. And from there, a lot of other angles have been shot or made or remade with a lot of different twists, but all aimed at the same character, which is Scrooge. And the movie's basically just about giving and sharing and basically getting into that holiday spirit. So I hope you guys enjoy that one. Switching it up to a little bit more comedic movie, right? So some of the other ones have some funny stuff in it, some jokes. But one that I feel like has a little bit more comedy for adults. That's another. It could be another teen movie, but I think it's a good adult movie, especially with all the pressures of the holidays. I think it gives you a good perspective of what things could be or wouldn't be like if you skip Christmas. And this movie's called Christmas with the Cranks. So it's another Tim Allen movie. If you can see the theme, I like a lot of characters from the 90s and 2000s. That's who I grew up with and I grew up on. So obviously I'm a little biased towards those movies. But nonetheless, it is one of my top movies. So Luther and Nora, which are the couple, right? So they're the main characters. decide to skip Christmas and go on a cruise instead, much to the dismay of their holiday-obsessed neighbors. So the whole neighborhood is all into decorating and basically spending the holidays there, but they're the ones that are going to try to skip it. Their plans are thrown into chaos when their daughter unexpectedly announces she's coming home for Christmas, forcing the Cranks to scramble to put together a last-minute celebration. The film is a comedic look at holiday traditions and family togetherness, and basically the reason why they decided to, skip on holidays for that year was because their daughter had gone away for college. She wasn't going to be there that holiday, the first year, and their 19, 20 years of their daughter's life that they didn't spend the holidays celebrating with their neighbors and family. And the movie's basically a little bit about that, and it goes into how they scrounge to try to get that party and that event back together in order to have it ready for their daughter coming home for Christmas. It's pretty funny. It has some good comedy scenes. Nothing too hilarious, nothing crazy, nothing dramatic, but just a nice general movie to watch. Sit at home in the cold, night, just basically sitting on the couch or in bed and enjoying a good movie. Another funny movie, this one has probably more funny parts, but again, it's more of that adult humor, is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. This one was released in 1989, so it was one of the earlier comedy movies. A family man, Mr. Clark Griswold, is a determined father and husband, right? He's determined to host this huge old-fashioned family Christmas celebration despite the chaos of their basically family. An endless series of holiday mishaps plagues him, including a house covered in non-working lights and the arrival of his hillbilly relatives. When he receives a disappointing Jelly of the Month club membership instead of his expected bonus, his stress sends him over the edge. So it's pretty much a nice, funny movie covering what it's like to have a lot of family members and a lot of people over at your home while you're trying to also decorate and enjoy the actual festivities of the holidays, but with all the added pressure of the family and friends and trying to decorate, and then you still have the stress of your holiday bonus, right? I know that's still a thing now, but it used to be more often than none, I think, in the past, where a lot of people really like to get that holiday bonus, or they really depend on that holiday bonus for the holidays or for just upcoming repairs on their homes, or just basically vacations that they would take for the following year. So a good dive into that storyline. Rounding out the last 3 of my top 10, right? So the next one is A Christmas Story, released in 1983. The film follows a 9-year-old kid, a little boy, right, named Ralphie, in the 1940s, whose biggest desire for Christmas is an official Red Ryder carbine action 200-shot range model air rifle. He faces resistance from every adult who tells him you'll shoot your eye out, which is the punchline of the movie. As he navigates other classic Christmas mishaps, the movie is a nostalgic, anecdotal comedy about a family life, the struggle for the perfect gift, and an unforgettable leg lamp. So a lot of memories from that movie. I'm sure you've already seen some clips, behind the scenes, documentaries on the movie, or the items from the set. A lot of those items hold a lot of value and are worth a lot. If we can find the original ones, I know they basically remade aftermarket ones and re-released other ones that are not the original ones. If you can find some of those original items from the set, they're worth a lot. Next one, The Elf, right, or Elf, released in 2003. Mr. Will Ferrell, one of the best comedians out there, one of the best to do it, right? He plays the character of Buddy, who is a human, right, that was accidentally raised as an elf in the North Pole. He learns he's a human and travels to New York to find his biological father. His relentless Christmas cheer and childlike behavior confuse and disrupt his cynical father's life, but he helps restore his family's and the city's Christmas spirit, ultimately saving Santa's sleigh. And you'll see how all that ties into Santa, his sleigh, and the whole Christmas spirit. But it's just a nice, funny movie to watch that follows the journey of a human, basically living the life of an elf. Eventually, he finds out, or he's, the reality of it is thrown in his face that he's not an elf. It all kind of crashes down on him. He figures it out. He goes out to try to find his original biological family, and throughout that journey is what the movie's all about. Nice ending. If you've never seen it, it's definitely a good kid-friendly movie. Another teen to adult movie that's just funny to watch, because again, I grew up on it. I've enjoyed it since it came out. My wife and I love it. Our son likes it, and now we're trying to get our youngest daughter to enjoy it as well. So last but not least, again, in no chronological order, no specific order, but rounding out my top 10 is Miracle on 34th Street. This release was from 1994. There are two different versions of it that we enjoy, but basically the storyline is the same. A department store hires an elderly man named Kris Kringle to be their Santa, right? So it's supposed to be the real Santa, but they don't know that, who insists that he is the real one. His genuine goodwill and belief win over everyone except a cynical, basically special events director and her daughter, basically, who does not believe in Santa or Christmas spirit. When Chris's belief leads him being declared insane. So basically, because the character is saying that he's a real Santa and nobody believes him, he's declared insane, right? A court case is held, which then basically he proves that he's the real Santa, or at least they prove the idea of a real Santa potentially existing. And again, I won't dive too much into that, so you kind of get to watch it and see what I'm talking about. But the movie's basically just the real Santa coming down to kind of live amongst us. He lives a life of a regular human being for, I believe it's just a couple weeks, and during that time he's trying to win over both the lady and her daughter and make them true believers. He makes that his challenge and feels that if he can make them true believers, then he could save Christmas and the Christmas spirit. Another great movie just to watch. All these movies, I've watched over and over for the last 20 plus years, if not more, almost 30 years now, right, since I've been watching movies. If any of these are in your top 10, I would definitely like to know. If there's some that I left out that you feel like you would put in your top 10 that I did not mention, please let me know. I would love to hear them. If you guys felt I left too many out, or you want to hear what the next top 10 are, or if you want to see what those top 10 movies are based on internet polls, I definitely can do that for you guys. Let me know how it's going. Let me know what your top 10 are. I appreciate the follow. You guys share, comment. I will see you guys on the next video. Thank you very much.
Drummers drumming, 11, pipers piping, 10, Louis 9, ladies dancing, 8, maids are milking, 7, swan 6, geese are laying, 5, golden rings.